What's up, dude? Spats here. Welcome to my channel. I have a really cool vlog for you guys. I want to tell you about an experience I had yesterday, an experience that was, well, it was unique and rather weird. And then I want to talk about Payday 2 just briefly because a lot of people asked questions about it in the previous vlog, and then I'm going to address some of the other questions in the last video and just kind of tell you guys what I've been up to. So let's go ahead and talk about this weird story or this weird thing that I had happen to me yesterday. If you guys follow me on Facebook, maybe even Twitter, you will know what I'm talking about because I posted as soon as it happened. But anyways, I was down here yesterday working on some videos. I've been adding to some projects I've had in the mix for a while, just slowly working on them, not obsessing over them. Just added some stuff, editing some stuff, and I was actually about to record a vlog. And I'm just sitting here, nothing unusual, just a normal day, I guess. Whatever that means. Me and normal don't really go together. But I'm just sitting here, and all of a sudden I hear the loudest boom I've ever heard. Well, I don't want to say ever because I've been in a really bad car accident, and being inside a car while you get hit or struck by another car leaves an audible sound that you will never forget. It wasn't quite that loud, but it was louder than a car accident, let's say, you might hear on a street. It was louder than any firework you've probably ever heard. Not necessarily quite as loud as shooting a gun without any ear protection, but it was loud. And these back walls over here rattled a bit, and it freaked the shit out of me. At first, I thought that somebody had hit the house with a car, which would be very difficult to do because we are in a cul-de-sac. But it came from the back of the house, and I'm like, holy shit, something happened. And you know how it is, right? When it's almost like a fight or flight for me. Like I just was kind of amped. And, you get kind of fired up, and you're like, all right, somebody has some explaining to do for this abrupt noise, this interruption in my daily routine. Somebody's gonna pay, so I trots upstairs, and the dogs were going nuts too because of the noise. I walk outside, and everybody in the neighborhood's screaming like, what's going on? Is everybody okay? What was that? And the neighbor next door even looked at me, and she goes, was that you? As if I like set off bombs in my basement. By the way, I noticed I don't have a beard. I'll talk about that too in just a second. But I think she was expecting me to roll back out with my nasty beard that might hint at somebody that crafts things in their basement. Not me, but she was very insistent that it came from our property. I'm like, no. I mean, it did sound like it was at the back of our house, so I kind of turn and I walk around the corner of the house, and I'm like, that had to have been an explosion, right? So I look up, and sure as shit, there's confetti. There's all sorts of debris falling down from the sky, and then I let it kind of settle a little bit, and then here comes the big black plume of smoke. So I actually posted a picture, this picture right here that you should see in the top of the screen here next to my face. I posted this picture on Twitter, and then I called the local police department, right, just to make sure that somebody had reported something, and I wasn't going to clog up 911 line if, in fact, there was an explosion. There's probably numerous calls. Call the non-emergency line, and this guy's like, yeah, if it's about an explosion, we have responding units. So, I mean, they were fast as hell. The fire trucks, the ambulance, police cars were they're pretty fast, and you can hear them. And then the rest of the afternoon was accompanied with a helicopter over above, and I have some footage from my iPhone. I apologize about the video quality, but this is from my backyard looking up. There was a helicopter above for the majority afternoon, and from his view, this is courtesy of Fox 31 News. I'm just going to show a few seconds of this here so I don't get chased after for copyright or whatever, but that is the house. That's what's left of this house. It was a house explosion. I haven't heard whether or not they figured out what it was. It's possibly meth. Somebody was telling me here that, well, obviously in Colorado, right, we've legalized marijuana, and some people are producing hash oil out of their basements, and I guess there was an explosion not too long in Colorado because of some guy's cooking method. I don't know. I don't cook drugs. I personally think that it was Bane giving somebody terrible directions in a meth lab, like in Rats, right? He's like, oh, it's muriatic acid, and then you add it and it blows up. Pretty sure we might want to talk to Overkill, but I'm pretty sure Bane screwed up again, and it happened down the street. But it was just bizarre, guys. I've never really had or experienced anything quite like that. It was it's kind of weird that I live so close to something that's happened like that. I mean, I've been around accidents and things like that, but not an entire house blowing up and absolutely disappearing. So I thought I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought you might enjoy it. But it was strange. So I had to talk to you about the beard, obviously. This wasn't intentional, all right? This was not some sort of plan that I had been developing. It's not a scheme that has finally been fulfilled. I unintentionally shaved my face while intentionally shaving. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me explain. So I've done this once before. I have a piece of crap $20 razor that I probably bought at Walmart, maybe Target. Probably Walmart, but maybe Target if I was feeling spendy. But I have this razor, and it's just a piece of crap. It is so bad. The guard on it, right? It goes from the highest setting to 0 if you sneeze on it. Literally. I don't even know what the point of the guard is. Maybe aesthetics, because it doesn't work. I don't know. I need to throw this thing out. And I should have learned last time I tried to use this trimmer on my beard because I screwed it up. And yesterday I was like, well, just be patient. Maybe next week when you get a haircut, your lady can do the whole dome piece, right? No, I'm an impatient bastard. I'm like, well, it'll be different this time if I just ease it. I'm just a little bit easing into it. So I get my first pass ready, right? And I'm slowly going. And, well, the reason why I was shaving my beard, by the way, it's hotter than hell right now in Colorado, and I've been sweating a lot, and it gets itchy, it gets dry. It's like I need to bring it back a little bit. A little manscaping's not going to hurt. You know, maybe the ladies will even appreciate it. Whatever ladies there are, I don't know. But I'm going for my first pass, and it starts to catch because I have a rather thick beard, and I'm like, okay, come on. All the way down to the skin. I tried to even it out, you know, kind of given the Hollywood stubble beard, because it's very rare you see anybody in Hollywood with an actual beard. It's just like shaped stubble, yet they call it a beard. Sorry, you can't apply just for men on that short of stubble. It's not a beard. So I was like, well, it looks like shit with just the stubble and mismatched patches because this trimmer is a joke. I'm just going to shave it all. So I shaved it all, and it sucks, but that's all right. It'll grow back. It's just facial hair. And it was actually kind of refreshing to finally shave everything off and jump in the shower, come out and put some lotion on the skin. Come on, guys. Really? No. All right? This is supposed to be a tree of trust. You're supposed to be the owl of understanding and compassion. No, Buffalo Bill was not hosing me down and forming me to lotion my face, all right? He was not like, it puts the lotion on the skin. Worst impression ever, but what's worse? Somebody that does a good impression of a creepy person or somebody that does a really bad one? I don't know. If somebody does a really good creepy impression, you gotta be a little cautious. But anyways, that's my story for shaving my beard. It'll come back. Oh, well. It is what it is. I'm sure my mom's happy. I'm sure a lot of people that in my life that don't necessarily understand the beard are a little bit happier. So anyways, I need to talk to you about Payday 2 just briefly, because the most asked question in the previous vlog is, are you coming back to Payday 2? When are you coming back? You're going to do the big bank? You're going to do this DLC? Cover this, cover that. Guys, I would love to tell you, I absolutely would love to tell you that I'm going to reinstall that game in the near future. To be honest with you, and this isn't to lead you guys on or to drag you guys on or give you false hopes, I had actually considered reinstalling Payday 2 the other week because my dude Winged has been playing with some of his buddies, and I was like, well, it'd be kind of fun to jump back into it. But the reason I decided against it is because I feel like I've been making a lot of changes in my life. And even with this channel, just kind of getting everything situated again, and I'm getting more comfortable with setting up a thing during the day that I can focus on this, that I don't want to jump back into Payday 2 and automatically distract myself from everything that I've kind of been setting up here to start doing this again. I don't want to distract myself. And I know that sucks. I know that it may not make sense, especially if you look at it from a business perspective. I've talked about this. It would probably be beneficial for my channel to cover that game again and do that stuff. And I've put thought into it, guys. I mean, it's not something that I'm just like, oh, well, fuck that game. I'm never playing it again. It's nothing like that. It's just I'm really happy with what I have going on right now. And that's not to say that this is it, right? I understand the biggest complaint, I think, from a lot of people is, well, if you're not going to cover Payday 2, at least vary your content from Battlefield, which I've been doing. I've been trying to do. So I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could install that game. It may happen sometime in the future. I mean, I highly doubt that I'll go the rest of my life without playing Payday 2. But just for right now, I want to see how this all kind of manifests and what it turns into. And just kind of focus on this, and then down the road, reevaluate what's going on, and then maybe add that back into the mix. But for right now, I apologize. It's just not going to be a good fit for me right now. So yeah, I apologize if that disappoints you guys. I understand. You know, I've I'm not necessarily, I can't relate to you guys being upset over me not playing this game, but I understand and I hear those complaints. Don't think that I'm putting on headphones or putting in earplugs to ignore the call for me to cover that game again or play it again. I hear that. It's just right now for me, I'm going to not reinstall it just yet. So, other questions that were asked, there was one question I wanted to go over since we were already at 10 minutes into this vlog, and I don't want to take too much more of your time, but one question that was sent in by Silent Night was, what was your favorite, basically I'm going to paraphrase and almost, I'm going to re-ask the question completely different. No, it's the same question, I'm just going to rephrase it a little bit. Basically, what was your favorite video game growing up, or what was your favorite video game memory? And when I thought about answering this, I came up with so many different memories that I can't consolidate them or limit them to one in terms of favorite video game memories. I can tell you this, guys, though. Guys. Dyslexia is, I've never been diagnosed or told I have it, but it happens sometimes. Anyways, some of the earliest video games I remember, the first video game I do remember was Pong. My uncles were playing it at my grandparents' house, and I can't even imagine. I mean, I wasn't old enough to really comprehend what was going on, but I can't even imagine that generation that got to experience being able to control something that was on a screen. To me, that would have been baffling. And I remember Pong, but I mean, some of the video games I remember growing up, because my parents played arcades quite a lot. My influence in video games early on were things like Pac-Man, Burger Time, Tapper, some of the arcade games out there, and then we actually didn't get an NES until my cousin had suggested it. I didn't even know what it was. Oh, well, hell, I was too young to even really know what it was. But from there, I mean, played so many hours of Mario Brothers, Joust, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tecmo Bowl. I mean, there were so many awesome games growing up that, when we first got our NES, that first experience of playing Mario, I mean, I was way young, but I still remember it. And I was sold then, guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe it just fits to me visually, video games in general. But I think I knew then that I had some sort of calling for video games. And then especially as I grew a little bit older, and I can recall a lot of memories playing video games with my brothers and some really close childhood friends. I mean, it's one thing that I do miss out, and I'm surprised I don't play more console games. I do miss out those interactions that I kind of had back in the day, right? Because it was a face-to-face thing, and the memories that you forged were more natural. They were there. It's not necessarily something you record, and it all happens over the internet, because we are, as a people or race, kind of, in my opinion, approaching this very, very scary place with how frequently we now communicate with digital formats. To me, I think that is ruining our communication skills and some of our relationship skills. And it's, like I said, it's just funny that I haven't gone back to consoles or set aside more time these last few years to do more face-to-face video game experiences, which is why I told you guys in a previous vlog that if things turn out to, shape up with this channel and it takes off, ultimately, I mean, I would love to participate in local LANs with you guys, because I love those experiences more than hanging out on a Ventrilo or a TeamSpeak or Mumble server with people I've never met, because you can't see those, you can't see someone smile, you can't get the cues, there's no nonverbal cues, it's just a little bit too impersonal for me. So, I mean, like I said, that would be long-term. I'm talking long-term thinking for this channel. I mean, hopefully one day, I've said this before, I would love to go around and meet a bunch of you people of you guys. You guys have been helpful and so supportive. So to close this video, I just wanted to reiterate how thankful I am for you guys. This whole experience, guys, I know a lot of you are frustrated with the content I'm putting up, the frequency of it, the consistency. I'm going to get back to a place that's more consistent, but, thank you guys, because this is an experience that I will never forget, and it's easily these last 11 months, because we're coming up on a year anniversary on the 12th of July. I mean, this has been one of the toughest yet most memorable years of my life. Like, I wouldn't trade any of these experiences for anything, and I wouldn't take anything back. I know I screwed up this channel. I made some mistakes along the way, but I think it's going to be a good thing long term, and I just want to let you guys know I really am appreciative and thank you. I did survive Bane's screw up down the street, so I am okay. But yeah, I will catch you guys in some more content. This week, I'm going to focus on a few hardline videos, some BF4 videos. I have some just random games. I was thinking of starting a section on my channel that I just play something random here and there. Maybe that's Company Heroes 2, maybe that's War Thunder. I played a bunch of Dead Island Epidemic last night, and it's not my... These aren't my games, right? But I like to switch it up. I don't like to necessarily play first-person shooters all the time. So I said, hey, if I find myself playing these other games, why not record a few of these rounds, upload them, put them in a different section, random games. Just vary it up a bit, you know, have some fun. The problem I've noticed myself having is with BF4, I get way too serious and I get way too obsessive about it, and it ruins the fun a little bit. So I've been liking the fact of having these just games out here and there to add some fun and just screw around with. So anyways, guys, I'm done rambling. Appreciate it. Okay.